What's up, guys? How are you doing? Leaving work. I am leaving work. Anyways, it's hot as balls, man. I was so looking forward to summer, and I'm so fed up with it that I just cannot wait until it's over. I really mean that. I'll probably regret saying that later on when it's gonna be a whole lot of rain again. But I honestly can't take this heat, constant heat, constantly. You know, it's just. I mean, it's either very cold or it's either extremely hot. So there's just nothing in between anymore, and maybe a day or two here and there, but other than that, it's just a total mix-up of the weather. It's just, I don't know how it is where you live, whoever is you that's watching. You know, maybe you have a similar experience, maybe something completely opposite or different, I don't know. But that's what I've been dealing with this summer. I don't know, it's just maybe it's because we hadn't had it for a long time. It was like really a lot of rain, just a lot of gloomy sort of, I would say, sort of you know, what the heck is this person dreaming? And so that's what's going on. So I honked at them because they just basically were holding up everybody, and then they showed me a finger. This is how people are nowadays. You know. You see, the person held up everybody at an intersection where they were supposed to make a right, and it was a red light. But you know, in America, when you're making a right, especially this intersection, there's two lanes, and so when other people are coming, they have their own lane, you have your own, so you can actually make a right. They decided to hold everybody up because either they're not experienced, they don't know how to drive, they haven't been to an actual driving school where they teach you how to drive. I don't know how they got their license. Maybe they paid, maybe they bought it in some kind of different market or something. So, you know, when I dared to honk at them, to like, come on, you know, let's get it going. Traffic's supposed to flow, not be stagnant. That's why we have so much stagnant traffic. It's not always because there's so much traffic. It's because people simply don't know how to deal with traffic. They don't know how to drive. They don't know how to make it, flowing. So they keep stopping for every little tiny reason they think they have. They have to stop. They have to be on the brakes all the time. They panic for every moment on the road, and so that's why we get a whole lot of congestion in the traffic, which may already be congested, in the first place. So that just contributes and adds to the more stoppages and more, just not flowing. Okay. The person showed me like this, out of the car. They don't know me. I may be a maniac. Maybe I killed them for that, So this is how people are. They don't know you. They have no idea who's behind them. They will open their window and show you like this. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand this culture, really. I don't know. Is this an American thing or something? Or this is just how people have become? I mean, guys, seriously. Like, look, listen. On the road, don't do such things. Seriously, do not do that. I highly suggest to you, do not ever do that. People say don't honk. Oh, you can get in trouble for honking at somebody. How dare you do that? You don't know how crazy somebody is. Alright, if that's crazy, then imagine showing somebody you don't know and you have not seen, you don't understand who they are, showing this. Showing this. I mean, you know how some people can explode? It basically pisses me off. But I'm not the maniac that is going to jump out of the car and beat them up into a pulp. But some will. Some people will follow you home. Some people will beat you up. Some people will stab you. Some people will break your limbs for that. Or your mouth, or the finger that you were showing them. So keep that in mind. don't be so ballsy, especially not with somebody who no idea, who they are, what they're capable of, what they're thinking, what kind of, state of being they're in at the moment. It's like, all right, well, to move on, I was, basically I was going to make this video to talk about something else. It may actually be related to it, how people, perceive things nowadays, or for who knows how long already. But I'm noticing one thing, and it's kind of bothersome, and it's really, really annoying. Like, to somebody who has, who's been honest with themselves, somebody who's been researching all sorts of stuff, somebody who's just, let's not put all these emphasis on that one self, but just let's say somebody that is interested in life, all right, and he's not picky about being interested in one thing or another, but just wants to understand life, okay, just wants to get a hold of like what's happening, what life is, what they are, why they're here, what's the purpose. Somebody like that, has a pretty good view on life, okay, no matter how messed up they may be. They do think of a lot of like different things, a lot of like, a lot of variations of what we call life, right? So I do not know, maybe I do, I don't know, I'd have to think about it, but anyways, how the hell in America people have become so backwards. And I'll tell you why I said that. And I'm not saying it's only in America. Please don't go crazy now. You're in America and, you say this crap about us Americans, I don't mean it's only here in America, okay? I mean, I notice it in other places, but not as much. So what I'm talking about is, I hate talking about specific people, because it's not only them, but let's say, okay, I was just listening to this, among many other things that I listened to. I recently were listening to some stuff on some interviews with Habib, Connor. These are fighters from the UFC, for those of you that don't know. Then Mike Tyson. I don't need to explain who he is, hopefully, or whatever. Anyway, so I was so those fighters, listening to them led me to some of the interviews with Mike Tyson, and that's how I landed on Tony Robbins' channel. I don't like the guy. I don't know why. Don't ask me, because I'm not gonna go into it. Anyways, I don't hate him. It's just, I don't know. It's just something weird about him. But anyways, so I listened to him interviewing a few celebrities, right? Among them, the first one that I watched was Mike Tyson. Now, the second one that I watched is Kevin Hart, the comedian guy, the actor, stand-up comedian. So it's like I'm listening to him, and he's explaining these things, how, I don't know, just like, certain things about life, what's okay, and what's, that it's okay to make mistakes, that it's okay that, you learn from things, that you adapt to changes in time, you change things, and blah, 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 blah. So it's like, the more I listen to that, the more I'm thinking like, wait, is this just in the mainstream media that is being portrayed as if Americans, or the Americans, are such dummies that they need these things to be explained to them. I mean, this is like, if we're talking about spirituality 101, that is spirituality pre-kindergarten. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, anybody that ever really was interested in spirituality and life in general, and the phenomena of life itself, and the mystery of what we're doing here, and how, as a society, how we function, and how maybe we could function, or how we don't function, and how we do, blah, 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 on and on. I mean, those kind of statements, that kind of an outlook onto, deeper meaning of life is so in the basement. So in the basement. On the ladder of enlightenment, that's like baby steps. Total baby steps. But and people are very, like, when I say that I don't know if it's just in the mainstream, I'm kind of lying. I'm just trying to give it a doubt, a reasonable doubt that maybe that's not, maybe the mainstream just trying to portray these things and elevate people like that, so that it would almost feel like we are so dumb that we need people to explain these basic things to us. And then I think, but if it's just the mainstream media, then why am I seeing so many responses of people praising people for that? Praising people for these baby steps. I get it that somebody has to teach, somebody is not teaching, but somebody is, reminding people of basic things, basic steps, and then there's other people who have the task to remind people of more advanced stuff. But come on, guys, like, seriously, my God, people marvel over these statements that are so freaking basic and so... I get the point that you can reach the most with the most simplicity. So less is more. The simpler, the better. I get it. But come on, we are, like, especially in America, like, from the debate. Okay, the debates I've been in, and the podcasts I listen to, and all sorts of stuff that where you can hear people's opinions and read their comments and their responses, replies, the comments you post, and then people reply to you. There's such basic stuff that people have absolutely no idea, and they marvel over them. It's like, whoa, this is like freaking rocket science, man. Whoa, as if somebody just found water in the middle of the desert where the water shouldn't even be. It's like, come on. Seriously, come on. That's, like, to me, that's just, like, so dumb, and so degrading to humans, so degrading to our consciousness. What is this, like, consciousness mocking itself? Like, I mean, is it like you hide a shoe in your own basement, and you go upstairs, and then you blindfold yourself and say, oh my God, I can't find the shoe. Where is the shoe? Oh yeah, I hid it in the basement. And you walk down the basement, you almost break your legs, stumbling, down the stairs in the darkness because you are blindfolded. And your basement like I know my finger here. Okay? So yeah, of course you're gonna find the shoe, and then when you find the shoe, it's like, oh my God! Oh wow! I can't believe I found it! Blindfolded, I found it. This is how stupid that is. That's how ridiculous that is. It's just like, my God. This is for babies. This is honestly for babies. And like, do we really? Is this the reality? I mean, are you experiencing that? That people marvel over, like, really stupid basic stuff that is something that is so self-evident that is just like, I don't know, like describing somebody what a square is. And you say, what's a square? It has like these sides, and each side is the same size. And then they go, wait, like what? So it's the same size every side, and it has only 4? Oh, so that's the square. Wow. Oh my God! Whoa! That's a square! I knew it my whole life! It's just, it doesn't get more ridiculous. It really doesn't. So I don't know, what is it? Is it, I don't know, the radiation from all sorts of military, weapons projects? Is it what? Is it fluoride in the water in the toothpaste, as some claim? What are the vaccines, or I mean, what the hell? What's wrong with people? Seriously, how do you get so dumbed down that you find these things? It's preposterous, really. It is so absurd. I just cannot get it. I don't understand that. I really don't. Like I said, this is a mockery of yourself. You know, and people are so obsessed with these people. Then it's like, whoa, my God, like it's, I don't know. I mean, I'm speechless, honestly, because this happens so much. This is not like, I haven't found this today. This is like ever since I've been here. When you tell these people, you know, something more complicated, they just like, some people get it, but most people are just like, what is this guy talking about? He's nuts. Just because it's not a simple kindergarten level or a basement, you know, the basic level knowledge on life. Just like, my God. So are we really that far away? Honestly. And I don't mean it in capacity or abilities, because that's always at hand, right here. 100%. 100% capable, 100% able. But where's, how far is that memory? That memory is really so washed out, so washed away, that we need to start at a very bottom. And I don't know, does that even help? I mean, it's like, we're putting all these like intricate, complex technological systems in place with such kindergarten level of consciousness. It's like, oh my God, man, it's like giving monkeys rifles and tanks to ride them around, to drive them around. It's just like a disaster. This is such a disaster. This is like, when I hear this, I feel like there's no hope for this society to ever achieve any level of advancement. It's just like, it's this constant circle, this cycle, you know, where you give these monkeys these weapons just so that they can destroy themselves. And it never gets to the point where you actually can build something with these things. It always turns into a weapon, you know? Imagine giving a child a knife, like a big knife, okay? A child doesn't know what it's doing, it's just like doing like this with it, and stabs itself in the eye. Like, oh my God, eye is gone. Terrible. The whole life is to live without one eye. You know, or he's doing something to somebody else and is, you know, stabs them or cuts them. It's like, you know, basically permanent injury. And then you give a knife to somebody who's really good, you know, with, I don't know, cutting things in wood, making things with that knife, cutting things properly. That person will build something that a lot of us will get to enjoy, a lot of us will get to use. Whereas a child will just hurt themselves and everybody around them, and everything around them as well. Scratch things with a knife, you know, toss it somewhere, I don't know what the heck, cut a pillow, or stab into a pillow, and, you know, or a suit, or a... This is what's been going on. That's why all our technologies, I don't know how much you know about this, but they're all weaponized. It's terrible. All technologies that come out that have potential of freeing us end up as being the ammunition and the tool for dispersing the ammunition. That's what this is going on. That's how this works. And this is because we marvel, or like a lot of you marvel over stupid, small, basic principles of life. How amazing they are. Well, you should already be like freaking like in at least in college, not in the freaking kindergarten. You should have already been graduating from college at this point. At this point, with everything that we have and everything that is at our disposal, with all the information available, you should have been in a freaking college. You should have been all the way towards the end of it, getting ready for the next step. That's how the majority of you should be. However, the majority of you is quite the opposite way. And then there's a very, very tiny few who are constantly mocked, who are constantly made fun of because they bring up extremely valid points. You know, yeah, a tiny, tiny speck of this society is extremely aware. It's extremely conscious. Whereas the rest of them are just, I don't know where they are. Maybe in space with Elon Musk. You know, lost in the vacuum. I don't know. Yeah, guys. I don't know. It's like, I'm not sure any tragedy will change this, even though it's coming, but I don't know. Will it change or will it change the outcome, or will it just prove that it's impossible? What do you think? I know you want to be positive, and I know you want to, be hopeful, and that's fine. That's great. I mean, we should be. But looking at all these things, I'm just hoping that there's really more than just that very, very few that can pick up these things and go on. Or else, listen to this, or else we will be left to our own devices very soon, looking for each other because so few will be left here. Now, as attractive as that aspect is, since I'd rather be in a good company of only a few than in a terrible company of very, very many that aggravate me with their crap and annoy me, I don't wish for it, honestly, but it will have to be done because this is not going anywhere. This is a constant cycle that is bringing the rest of us down. As you can see now, I mean, now with this pandemic and stuff, anybody who questions any of this stuff is obviously the one that is going to spread it. I mean, come on. This is how this goes. And yes, the monkeys will be very happy that they will have somebody to blame. Because in their simplistic way of not understanding shit, this will be a very valid excuse why things went wrong. Of course, not looking at themselves. That maybe they just never grew up. That maybe they just never, bloomed into a human. So, yeah. Do you know what that means, that we would be looking for each other? Like looking for each other? It's been told many times by many people that people said were weird, and even where I'm from, some people in the villages had this premonition, that there will be plenty of houses, lots of homes, but no people to live in them. And that we will be looking for each other from one mountaintop to the next mountaintop with sticks of fire. Long time ago they said that. And now you can kind of tell how this can happen. And I know you think that, this is impossible, it's not gonna happen, it's just no, that cannot happen. No, we're gonna go on, we're gonna build these super cities, the smart cities, and we're gonna keep going, and And that's just, the technology will solve everything, and science will get, all the solutions, is as long as people will be on board. And if they're not on board, they will just force them to be on board with that, and then we'll solve the situation that way, and we'll keep going. Let me tell you something. In the very near future, what you will see is going to be a complete, I swear to you, a complete chaos, and governments falling apart completely. Do you know what that means? They will be completely gone. You know what that means? That means that you are left in the absolute anarchy. Yes, fending for yourself however you know and however you're capable of. For yourself and for those loved ones that will be with you, whoever is going to make it. Yes, that's where we're going. If you think that the elite will save themselves, or that they will care about saving you, you're so gone, so gone. Anyways, that's what I have for you today. I'm sure I'm gonna extrapolate more on this, but that's what's coming, guys. That is what's coming. First, there's gonna be force control, a lot of control, and then slowly but surely, not slowly, pretty quickly, rapidly, things will start falling apart, because they already are. They won't start, they will just continue to fall apart until there will be nothing left, nobody to protect you, okay? That's where we're going. For those of you who think that we are headed somewhere else, no, we're not. We're totally not. Technology is taking over. Technology is not going to care about your feelings. Totally not. It's going to bring solutions that will totally be not in favor of humans, because it's not human. It's not built by your aspects. It's not built by your expectations. It's built with some other reason, and it will act already on its own, and it will bring things to the brink of what's supposed to happen, and then it will happen, and then you will be, if you expect that things will not happen and everything is going to go on, its merry way, you will be so lost and in such a shock that you are totally not prepared for it. And what that means is that you most likely will not make it. Through. Unless the circumstances will build you into create something inside of you, or bring something inside of you out to help you manage the stress levels and the paranoia and the surprise, the shock factor. Then maybe there's hope. But you can only hope for that. You probably don't, because you think I'm delusional and that this is just, madman's talk. Or that I'm so pessimistic or so negative. But just wait and see. I told you so. It's gonna be at the end. Not because I want to. I wish things would be could go another way. And I'm sure they could, but they didn't. So it doesn't matter. Could, should, would. We are here where we are. And what's coming is going to be intense. At least intense. If not catastrophic. So be prepared at least for something extremely intense. How do you prepare yourself for that? I don't know. Just start. Start somewhere, Stop, take those pink glasses off. Those rosy vision, because it's not going to help you. Okay? But do as you will, because you will do that anyways, whether I tell you not to or whether I tell you to do it. Good luck, and stay tuned. I'll talk about some other things, some similar or maybe something completely different. But yeah, that's about it, guys.